When you have a hydrocarbon that contains substitutions, those substitutions are known as functional groups. There are 10 functional groups that you'll need to know. Phenols, halides, amines, alcohols, esters, aldehydes, ketones, carboxylic acids, esters, and amides. Carbon chains in which one of the hydrogens has been placed with a hydroxyl group are called alcohols. And we can always know that we have an alcohol because they will always end in the suffix ol. Alcohols, because of hydrogen bonding, have rather high melting point and boiling points in spite of their size. Carbon chains that replace a hydrogen with a benzene, which is 6 carbons, with double bonds between them. So this circle represents multiple double bonds. So a double bond here, here, and here, or the resonance structure here, here, and here, would be a benzene ring. And when a benzene ring is attached to a carbon chain, it becomes a phenyl. So this would be a phenyl group off of a carbon chain. If that carbon chain, however, is just an alcohol, just a hydroxyl group, this could be cyclohexanol, but it goes by the most common name of phenol because it's a phenyl group with an alcohol group, so phenol. If 2 hydrogens are replaced by an oxygen, meaning you have a carbon double bound to an oxygen, and it's not at the beginning or the end of the chain, it's called a ketone. If, however, it's at the end of the chain, it's known as an aldehyde. Aldehydes have very definite odors. For example, the smell of bananas is caused by an aldehyde. Ketones are often used as solvents to clean up waste. If the last hydrogen in an aldehyde group is knocked off and replaced with a hydroxyl group, you actually form an acid, carboxylic acid, because it contains a carboxyl group. Carboxylic acids are extremely weak acids because they have a polar head and a nonpolar tail. They react with alcohols to produce esters. An ester is COOC and some chain. So when a carboxylic acid reacts with an alcohol, the 2 hydrogens and one of the oxygens depart and become water, and you form an ester. Esters are characterized by very sweet odors. And I'm sorry I misspoke earlier. It is an ester that causes the smell of bananas. Aldehydes produce other odors. Bananas are caused by an ester. Amines are when an ammonia, NH3, replaces one of the hydrogens in it with some carbon chain. A primary amine is one in which one hydrogen and NH3 has been replaced with a carbon chain. Secondary amine is when 2 of the hydrogens have been, and a tertiary amine is when all of the hydrogens have been replaced. So this could actually be a triple bond or a double bond on one side. Amines produce the fishy smell in fish. If one of those carbon chains happened to have been a carboxyl group or an aldehyde, it would produce an amide. Hydrocarbons that replace one or more hydrogens with a halogen, so in this case X is any halogen, are called halides. And that is the briefest run-through you could ever get of the basic functional groups of organic chemistry.